Now available in paperback and coming to Kindle Unlimited this Halloween. Spinsterella. Get your goth on with this dark and spooky romance from Sean James. Spinsterella. Now available in paperback and coming to Kindle this Halloween. I was thinking about something David Carroll said in one of his videos when I was at the library, and something he had said was, how this Afro American Negro is always going to his enemy for solutions. And this is an irrefutable fact. If we look at the history of this Afro American Negro, he is always going to his enemy looking for solutions. And this goes all the way back to your 1960s March on Washington. Your Afro American Negro, never thought critically and said to himself, who was the president at the time of your civil rights movement? That was a Democrat, Lyndon Johnson. And Lyndon Johnson, was a known racist, a known bigot, and the Democratic Party, in and of itself, pretty much was never for black people. Yet, these Afro American Negroes went marching on Washington looking for a solution from their enemy. And what did they get from their enemy? You got two things. You got your Afro American Negro men sent disproportionately to go fight the Vietnam War. And then you got in a void left because there was no men in your community where the feminists, white feminists came in and started getting inside of the minds of your Afro American Negro women. And while this was being done, your white liberal television was promoting the TV show Julia, which presented a single mom to this Afro American Negro. Uh, all of this was going on, but your Afro American Negro again looking to this Democratic Party for solutions. These are the solutions that your Democratic Party gave you. This is what your enemy gave you, because the Afro American Negro, couldn't connect the dots and say to himself, "This is the same Democratic Party that was for slavery. This was the same Democratic Party which founded the Ku Klux Klan. This was the same Democratic Party which, you know, established those Jim Crow laws and went for the standard of separate but equal. But these Negroes could not connect the dots then, and because they couldn't connect the dots, they couldn't see, how going to your enemy wasn't going to lead to any solutions. Because we look at what happened again, right after your Voting Rights Act and your Civil Rights Act were passed. Look at the policies that your Lyndon Johnson enforced on your Afro American Negro community. I mean, he escalated your Vietnam War, disproportionately sending many of your Afro American Negro men outside of your community and leaving it vulnerable for white feminists to come into your Afro American Negro community. Now, a lot of black women were getting involved with the feminist movement, but because there were no men in the community to refute a lot of their dysfunctional and insane ideologies, your Afro American Negro woman took that on and started adopting these ideas, thinking that she could be just like this white woman. Um, that's what your enemy gave you. This is the solutions that he gave you, and then on top of that, other solutions in between dividing your community, he opened up your welfare state. Because in a lot of states, Afro Americans could not get welfare, and established a welfare state within your Afro American Negro communities. But your Afro American Negro will look at that time period and say, they achieved something. But what did you achieve, Afro American Negro? You got a solution from your enemy, which pretty much destroyed your community. If you look at the big picture, you'll see how, the Vietnam War killed off your best and brightest men. The feminists infiltrated your community and corrupted the minds of your women because making them think that they could be just like white women, even though we know that was never going to be the case. And a lot of these women got, a lot of bad ideas from these feminists, not understanding that many of these feminists were lesbians and many of them were mentally ill, and that the ideologies that they were learning were either lesbian or mentally ill. Um, and this is the culture that was, and then the liberal media then taught you that being a single mom was okay because Diane Carroll was a single mom, and she had white liberals, taking care of her. And she had a good job, and this is where you got the ideas for the strong, independent black woman. But The Negro thought, that Democrats, were going to give him a solution. Yeah, they gave you a solution, all right. A solution that destroyed your family, your community, and any semblance of an economy, because you Negroes, again, going to the enemy looking for a solution, brought into the whole concept of integration. And what did integration do? It undermined your economy, because instead of you going to your own businesses to, go shop with your own people, you went over to the white liberals' businesses and went to go get your serge suit from Barney's, all your stuff from Sears and all these other businesses, and pretty much, destroyed every business in your community. And what's even crazier about it is that the Negro will call these solutions that his enemy gave him progress and moving forward. And we can fast forward, a couple of decades later to your first Million Man March. Again, we have your Afro American Negro talking about how he needs to atone, how he needs to go to Washington, a million black men going to Washington to atone, while your William Jefferson Clinton is in office. And William Jefferson Clinton, many of these Afro American Negroes praise him. They say that he's a hero and that he's actually their first black president. And what did your William Jefferson Clinton do right after your Million Man March? A couple of years later, he signed your crime bill, which disproportionately sent many of you Afro American Negroes into the prison system. But you Afro American Negroes laud and praise this man. Again, not connecting the dots on how this Democratic Party has systematically, destroyed you at every turn. I mean, it's just insane to me, when you think about the damage this Democratic Party has done. And because this Negro can't connect dots, he thinks that this Democratic Party are the heroes, uh, um, looking to, move his race forward. But when you look at the whole picture and see the passive aggressiveness of your Democratic Party, you see that they are completely against him. But your Afro American Negro, again, sees the Democratic Party as the people out to give him solutions. And, not understanding this was a party founded saying it was an enemy to the Negro. But the Negro continues to go to this party looking for solutions. And I can give you another example, of this. We can fast forward to your, you know, 20th anniversary Justice or Else farce. Again, the Afro American Negro, again, marching in droves, looking for solutions, from your Democratic first black president, Barack Obama. The same Barack Obama who you say you want justice or else from and you want change from, who pretty much has shown you through his actions that he's not going to give you solutions. He just does not care. I mean, when he had a chance to bring federal charges against your George Zimmerman, he didn't do it. When he had a chance to go after Darren Wilson with federal charges, he just didn't do it. When he had a chance, to help out your Afro-American Negro community, he just didn't do it. But the Negro, again, continues to go to these same enemies looking for solutions. And what's even crazier is he doesn't even see it on the local level regarding his own Afro-American Negro community. He can't see how his Democratic councilmen and his Democratic mayors have left his cities, in total desolation and in complete poverty. He doesn't see how his Democratic school boards have pretty much, prevented his children from getting education. But these same Negroes continue to go to these places looking for solutions from the very enemies of his own that wish his own destruction, and continue to vote for these guys, 95, 96% of the time, straight down the ticket, and then expect the enemy to continue to give him solutions. It just boggles your mind when you think about how long this Negro has voted for this Democratic Party, how long this Negro has supported this Democratic Party, and how long this Negro continues to look for solutions from a party established with his own destruction in mind. This is what is just mind-boggling to me. Either these Negroes are mentally retarded or they're incredibly stupid to continue to vote, straight down this ticket for a party that has pretty much proven that it does not have his best interests at heart. It just does not care, and has pretty much shown, through their actions, through the last 50 years, that they have absolutely no interest in giving you solutions. I mean, Democratic Party has been the Negro's enemy again since day one, yet the Negro continues to go to them looking for hope, looking for change, and looking for solutions. And it just boggles my mind and how insane these Afro American Negroes are, because you have to look at the big picture, you have to look at the historical context, you have to look at the timeline, and understand that, you know, this party has never been a friend to the Afro American Negro, yet the Negro continues to go looking for help and support and solutions from a party that has pretty much proven that through its actions that it doesn't care about the Negro, it doesn't have the Negro's best interests at heart, and has no real concern for the Afro American Negro. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.